The McCarthy Auto Group invites you to join us in supporting our community's fallen police officers at the Police Memorial Benefit Basketball Tournament. The tournament will be held on Saturday, March 30th from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. at Olathe North High School. The tournament is open to the public and free of charge. There will be a bake sale, silent auction, and barbecue lunch with 100% of the proceeds being donated to the Cy Middleton Fund. Visit kccars.com to find out how to make a donation today or call us at 913-324-7200.
Welcome back to Sports Radio 810 WHB's Track Talk with the RacinBoys. I'm Scott here in Mesquite, Texas. Kirk Elliott back in the McCarthy Auto Group studios in RacinBoys HQ. And we talked about a little bit in the opening segment about how excited we were for a friend of the RacinBoys picking up his first Lucas Oil ASCS National Tour win in 2013 and ever, for that matter, his third podium finish. He got a podium finish at Valley Speedway and Lucas Oil Speedway last year with the National Tour. But the highest spot on the podium is the winner's spot. And Kyle Bellm stood up there last night, and he joins us now on the show. Kyle, how you doing, my friend? Hello, Kyle. Kyle Bellm, are you there, my friend?
Hello.
Hey, there he is. Hey, Kyle, how you doing, man? Congratulations on the win last night.
Thank you very much. You know, it was an awesome night. It's still kind of surreal to me. So just everything fell into place just the way we needed it to. So just an awesome night.
You know, I had a chance to talk to you after the race, and starting sixth last night, third row outside. That track was tricky to say the least. Not a lot of passing going on, but you were able to get up there and put yourself into position for when Christopher Bell had a little bad luck late. Talk about the start of the race and getting yourself up into second place, and then we'll talk about what happened with Christopher Bell.
Yeah, I mean, we started sixth, and I got a good start. Got into fifth right off the bat, and really what got me into the second was I was having really good restarts. I got by McClellan there, and I got by Peterson both on restarts there right into turn one. I could really get into turn one really nice on the bottom, and that's where it was allowing me to get past those cars. But yeah, that track was definitely tricky. A lot of moisture in it. It seemed like it just got heavier every lap, got faster every lap we clicked off. So it was definitely a tough track, but Laney does a nice job with it.
Did you notice turn one a little bit different? They did some cutting. They moved the infield down a little bit. The entry seemed a little bit different getting into turn one last night than years past.
It might have been a little bit different. I haven't been down here for a couple of years, so for me it still kind of just seems like Devil's Bowl, but it might be a little bit different. Hard to tell, though.
Yeah. What did you see Christopher Bell have his problems driving the 31 car late in the race there? And, you know, last night we were talking, it was not quite as late as you think. I think you led about 10 laps, but did you see Christopher have a problem?
Well, I see. When we got into second, and we were just starting to get to the back bumper of lap traffic when I got to Bell, and I didn't know what had happened to him. I guess he had a rear end go out right in front of me, and then he just pulled off the backstretch. But you know, it's unfortunate for that kid. He's been running really good with anything that he runs anymore. I mean, he's kind of like the next Kyle Larson, they say. So you know, we hate to win one that way, but we'll take it any way we can get it.
No, let me just clarify. There's nobody like Kyle Larson. Just saying right now, but there is Kyle Bellm. So Kyle, you pick up that win last night. You've finished second in the Warrior Region points last year after a fierce battle with Jonathan Cornell. You had a couple podium finishes at Valley and with the National Tour and at Lucas Oil Speedway. That had to kind of tease your taste buds just a little bit. Was it as satisfying as you thought it would be winning last night at Devil's Bowl?
Oh yeah, I think it might be more satisfying than what I thought it'd be like. I tell you what, we led that one at Valley for a little bit last year, and you know, it just gave me a taste of, you know, it'd be awesome to get National Tour victory lane. I mean, you're racing against the best guys in the country, and to park it on top of the winner's circle is really an honor for us.
Hey, Kyle, Kirk, congratulations on the victory down there last night. How awesome is it to be able to field your own car? You put this team together, and you've spearheaded this operation down there. Talk about how gratifying that is and the challenges of owning your own race team.
Yeah, it's thank you very much, Kirk. And it's Yeah, there's definitely some challenges involved, mostly financially. But it's awesome to get get a win in your family-owned team. I mean, my mom and my dad and my girlfriend worked really hard at home on getting this race car ready, and we had a really good winter building this car, and I think that's what really wins races. You bring a well-prepared racetrack to the car, and if you can get it set right, I think it's going to show itself. And had a lot of good marketing partners help us in the wintertime. Sure Built Suspensions, Christian County Collision Repair, Butler Built, Bybee Lawn Care, just everybody that helps us out. PPG and Color Vision, we couldn't have done it without them. So it was just, like I said, a lot of hard work, a lot of late nights in the shop, but it all made it worth it last night. So definitely a good thing.
That was a brand new car that I think it was a brown car. It's a new Maxim chassis, new car from you. You got it from Maxim. It didn't have many races on it. And last year you were driving a car that was a little non-typical, and that might have been a little bit of a setback. But I know that the Smiths as well have purchased some new cars. Your combination of working with the Smiths and your team is really working out well for you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's an awesome opportunity to drive for the Smiths. I mean, financially, our race team can run 20, 25 races a year, maybe 30 max. And so to be able to run with the Smiths and have that awesome equipment and be able to run, an additional 25 to 30 races with them a year, it's just been, like I said last night in my interview, I really think that's what's boosted my career, because, you're racing against guys like Jason Johnson and them that don't take weekends off. I mean, they race 75, 80 times a year, and when you're racing against that, it's tough if you're not in the seat a bunch. So seat time is everything, and to have that awesome equipment here now with our team and with Jeff and Jerry Smith, I mean, I feel really blessed to be in the opportunity that I'm in.
Are you going to run for the Warrior Region Championship again this year, or are you just going to kind of go out there and just run wherever? Or what's the plans for you?
I think we're just going to try to run wherever. We'd like to hit a few more national shows than what we did last year, and just try to. I don't think we just want to be tied down with points. I think last year we had an awesome year battling out with Cornell. We wish we could have come out on top, but we didn't quite do it. But I think this year, tentatively, I think we're planning on just kind of hitting and missing whenever, wherever.
Does it take a little bit of the wind out of your sails sometimes? I've raced for points. Probably did it 7, 8, 9 times in my career, something like that. And sometimes when it doesn't come out the way you want it at the end of the year, it kind of sours you on racing for points. And, we've said it many times. So racing for points sometimes takes the fun out of it. Was it that way at the end of last year? Because that was a fierce battle with you and Cornell coming down to the final couple races.
I don't know that it necessarily took the fun out of it, but what after sitting down after the year's out, talking with Jeff and Jerry, and we just kind of talked about it. By the end of the year last year, we were only showing up to the track to, we were racing one car. We weren't showing up there. I mean, of course we wanted to win, but you couldn't take chances, because if you were running second and you tore it up, I mean, there goes your whole point series. So I mean, it was one of those things where we just had to kind of weigh our options, and I mean, we just want to go try to win races right this year. So I think that's going to be our mindset, and I think you kind of. You're crazy enough when you're running for points, you almost get away from that when it comes that close, because you can't give up it. You don't have a point to give. So, I think this will be a fun year, just trying to race for wins and just trying to be up front. Be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's no fun racing for points. Winning each night is the big thing. Have you got your whole schedule pretty well laid out, or you leave it open to see how things go as the year goes along?
Well, we knocked out a schedule at the first of the year. It's really tentative. It's on my website, kylebellm.com. But we've got a schedule right now. It may have 2 or 3 events on the same date, and we'll just kind of decide when we get to that date where we're going to end up, what the weather looks like, and just go from there. So tentative, our schedule's real tentative right now. It kind of week to week could change. So, but that'll be fun. I mean, that'll be a change from knowing where you have to be every night and with the points deal, and so I think it'll be a good change of pace for us this year.
Kyle, I'm looking out the window right now. Gosh, it's not looking too good outside, is it there, brother? No, I'm doing the same thing. I'm looking out the window, watching it rain and thunder, and the radar just doesn't look very good. So I don't know. We'd sure like to get another chance at racing tonight, but sure not looking good right now. Yeah. Hey, let me talk about that. You mentioned that when we first got you on the air about last night. That mist in the air, I didn't even see it. Scotty come up and said, yeah, it's been misting for about an hour out there. That probably kept that track locked down because it looked like it might widen out a little bit last night. Early, it was a little heavy, but as the night usually goes, the track widens out, but it just never would widen out, and it was probably because of that consistent mist, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it was weird. We kept pulling up the radar, get nervous because it would spit, and then it'd kind of get harder, and then it'd get softer, and it did it for, gosh, it had to have done it for a couple hours, and like I said, like you said, it was, instead of the track getting wider towards the end, it was getting heavier and heavier and heavier. I mean, the moisture just was coming right back up through it, or that mist was bringing it up. I don't know exactly what was happening with it, but it was definitely getting heavier every lap that we went on.
That historical track. I mean, what's that mean? Like we were just talking about last week, Bristol, and everybody wants to win at Bristol and all this and this and that. But when you're a sprint car driver, knowing the history of Devil's Bowl Speedway and Lanny Edwards and the historical nature of that racetrack, doesn't that add a lot more value to that win last night?
Yeah, I tell you what, it's what we noticed last night too. Devil's Bowl seems to have that. I mean, you guys were having good car counts out in Arizona and everything, but I mean, you guys were getting 25, 30, 35 cars, and then you show up to Devil's Bowl and there's almost 50 last night. I mean, everybody wants to race and everybody wants to win at Devil's Bowl, so that just makes it that much more special. I mean, you're right, it's a historic track and it's always a fun one. I mean, it's a long drive for us down here, but after I came down here for the first time, I knew I'd want to come back, and it's just a lot of fun to race on.
Yeah. Where can we expect you next on the Lucas Oil National Tour?
I should be there at Little Rock, April 6th, I think, Little Rock.
All right. You're not going to go down to Beaumont that weekend?
I don't think so. As of now, no, probably not. That's a long pull for us. We'll just have to wait and see what work looks like. But I think probably tentatively right now, just planning on April 6th at Little Rock being our next show.
The tough part about that Beaumont to Little Rock race, the back-to-back, Friday and Saturday, is that 450 miles that you got to pull overnight to get to the next one. That's the tough part.
Yeah, that's a pretty good pull there in between a lot of late night driving there. But
right.
We'd love to do it. We'd love to have the opportunity to run out with the national guys. Just right now funding's a little short for that, but we're trying, and we're just wanting to go out and hit as many of the national races and show up with the best equipment that we can bring to the track, and keep trying to give these boys a fight.
Kyle, you did a great job, and I know there was a lot of people that were listening to the broadcast last night and that are listening this morning around the Midwest here on Sports Radio 810 that are proud of you. Congratulations, man, and hopefully you can go out and do a back-to-back here tonight at Devil's Bowl. Good job, bud.
All right, thank you very much, Scott, and we appreciate everything you do with the RacinBoys. It's a great opportunity to have the people back home being able to listen. It's awesome. So thank you,
all right,
guys,
buddy.
and I appreciate you having me on.
Thank you, Kyle.
Okay.
Good job.
There's Kyle Bellm, last night's winner on the Lucas Oil ASCS National Tour. Good job, good kid, great girlfriend, well-grounded. And, oh, by the way, he looks a lot. It's scary. He looks a lot like Casey Kane. Have you ever really paid any attention to that, Kurt?
No, but I'll take your word for it. His girlfriend
looks a lot like Casey Kane.
His girlfriend would probably agree with you on that.
Kara Kreisel, she is a good one, and she was so happy last night.
Hey, you talk
support of the RacinBoys.
You talk about how he presents himself. I just can't imagine why a big dollar sponsor wouldn't want to tie in with Kyle. I know that he had his own car down there last night. He's been driving for Jeff and Jerry Smith on the Warrior region, but he is about as marketable a sprint car driver out there as we've got in this area to go out there, and his personality to be able to attract a big-time sponsor, he could certainly do that, and he's putting wins on the board right now, so he seems to be as about an attractive a young driver around here to bring in sponsorships as anybody we've seen in any kind of motorsports around the Kansas City area.
Well, no doubt he's got those qualities about him, and there's a lot of drivers in our area that are worthy of good sponsorship to get to that next level. But Kyle Bellm has proven it out here on the national tour now. 3 podiums, 1 national tour win, and doing it with a low finance team. A lot of times people want to look at what people can do with less. I know that happened when Clint Boyer drove my ARCA car. People didn't look at it as, man, that car that Clint Boyer was driving was really fast. They looked at it as, look, Clint Boyer took that car they put together in Kansas City and run second. That's how they look at it, and that's how people should look at what Kyle Bellm did last night. Little team, him and his dad put this car together. They have one car, one engine. They come down here and they beat some of the teams that have $300,000 rigs. He doesn't have $300,000 in every piece of equipment he has, plus his friend's car. I mean, it's just a small little team, and to come down here and win that, pretty special. So, yeah, if there's somebody out there that would be interested in putting him on the national tour, or if they were looking for a driver to put on the national tour, I'd have to take a good hard look at Kyle Bellm.